Jackson, stop. Okay, Grandma, I'm live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Oh, you want to say good morning?
Good morning.
Let me see.
Good morning, everyone.
Say breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. From SheLovesThee podcast.
Okay. Making too much noise. Good morning, everybody. I am here live and direct from Columbia, Missouri, and I have breaking news. Make sure you share, because this literally just dropped. And I want to say thank you so much to Jonathan, who forwarded me this information. Breaking news from SheLovesThee podcast. And the breaking news is, y'all drum roll, please, drum roll. According to sources, this was dropped 18 minutes ago. Fred McNair has told his coaches he will not be the Alcorn State football coach moving forward. Alcorn State University will release a statement regarding their football coach at noon. That's the breaking news. Now, I actually thought that they were going to announce that he was staying. I knew that there was going to be an announcement made today, and I'll go ahead and pull that up for you so that you guys can see that. So there was a it was kind of like a press release. I'm not really sure who did the press release, but the press release said that they were going to be announcing it. And after me and my son got off the road from from our grandfather's funeral, I got on to Twitter, and it's been a lot going on in just this last couple of days. And so I wanted to just mention that it's important for all of this news, because it is important and it does speak to the state of SWAC football when we have so much movement in the football spaces. So I'm going to pull this up so you can read this. And this is basically why I wanted to go live. Please go ahead and answer. Well, listen, a lot of you guys might have chose Fred McNair before this announcement came out from Blake Levine. Now, we don't know. Not so sure right now. So everybody, I'm pretty sure about 80% of people that said, let me go ahead and tune into this, I'm pretty sure you probably thought that, oh, okay, Fred McNair, he's staying on the reservation, because everything went quiet for about a week now. Like, I did a live that I was using Kyle. He's a editor and journalist for Sports Illustrated and HBCU Legends. And he said that Fred McNair would be going to Texas Southern. Then we heard about Texas Southern, and they were basically doing a it's not board of governors, but board of regents. They were basically approving for $313,000 for a head coach. They were trying to get that approval. That happened last Monday. And then we didn't hear anything else. We heard that Alcorn State and Coach Fred McNair had a meeting on, I want to say Sunday night. They had a meeting and they were in talks. And that particular live, we had G come on. Not too sure if I can get G to come on today. But this just came out. I'm going to share it again because I see that the amount of the amount of people on the live has increased. Share. Breaking news. This is from the reservation. Well, it's Blake Levine who's saying it, but he says, according to sources, Fred McNair has told his coaches he will not be the Alcorn State football coach moving forward. Alcorn State University will release a statement regarding their football coach at noon. Now, I'm at my grandma's house, so it just depends on the fluidity of everything. I may be able to stay on for a full hour just so that we can hear that announcement. If not, if I decide to get off in 30 minutes and then hop back on, y'all come back and tune in. Because my son doesn't have any toys over here. So he's, depending on how active he is over here at grandma's house, that will determine on whether or not I can stay on live for the full hour. I would love to hear from people about what they think. And everyone who's interested in, why does SheLovesThee keep covering all these other schools? I think that it's very important to highlight all the movement in SWAC spaces. Who our coaches are, how they're able to recruit, and the state of SWAC football lies within the head coach. Rick Ross acting like he knows something. So that's what G's been saying these last couple of days. Now, I will say this change has probably been going on for the last week or so, and it has not stopped the commits from committing to Alcorn State at all. It has not stopped it at all. I see this right here. So I don't know. Said T is they're really trying to push for him to just automatically be named the head coach, which if you guys all tuned to the live, if you tuned in, G did say that he feels like that should be who the head coach is. Like that's who they should name. So this is an interesting development because for the most part, I think we all can agree that people thought, oh, okay, he's staying. He's not going anywhere. He is staying. So I think the fact that this just came out that no, he's not staying. He's leaving. And Amber says that Rick Ross said that Alcorn going to do something next year. So while people are saying Coach Cedric Thornton, is it going to be someone else? Will it be somebody else? I think that I should probably replay parts of G's interview from last week because this is totally different from last week versus this announced special guest on. So I'm going to go ahead and
spoke on all summer, and that's what
I'm going to go ahead and replay this particular video. This is literally from last week. G came on the show after it was all this news outlet said that Fred McNair is going to Texas Southern. G said Fred McNair is currently in a meeting with our athletic department and has denied hearing from Texas Southern. So this was literally on December 13th. Today is December 19th. This is what, and we're going to go ahead and tune into this just because I think it gives a great insight on where we've been from the 13th to the 19th, which is 6 days. Right now, we're going to stop. We have a special guest on. So we are going to give him the floor. This is breaking news. Please, if you would, if you're tuned in right now, I would definitely appreciate any and all donations to the channel. We have breaking news here. I'm bringing from Swacking a Fool. We have G. And we're going to give him the stage to speak.
What's up, guys? Hold on. What's up, guys? I'm just coming in to let y'all know that Fred McNair has denied the report of talking to Texas Southern about the offer. He's in a meeting right now with our athletic department and our president, like as we speak. I'm on the ground getting all the information. Make a long story short, they had a meeting this morning. Fred put out a huge number that we wasn't gonna match. They set up another meeting for this evening, and right before the meeting, that news dropped. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, like I'm getting like 80,000 calls and all kind of groups and stuff, but we got a national alumni meeting right after this. So as of right now, when we talked to Fred, he said that he had not spoken with Texas Southern. So this could be a lie, could be true, I don't know. But that's what he said, and he's meeting with our athletic department right now as we speak.
Whoa! You can't get off yet. Where are you going?
I ain't getting off. I ain't getting off.
We got questions. If you got a question in the chat, ask G. Ask in the super chat. Send a super chat and ask your questions. We have G on the line. Mr. Homegrown Ass Whooping. Live and direct.
See, listen. If y'all remember in the off season, I spoke to this. I knew this was coming. What I say, I knew the contract negotiation. I knew what we offered, and I knew what he was going, and it wasn't going to match. And that's what I spoke on all summer. and that's been a holdup.
You did say it.
I've been saying it. I've been saying it all because I knew it.
The only thing I remember you saying was he better have him a winning season.
If he want the money, he won't. That's what I was saying. He better win the West.
Say that. You said he need to have a winning. He need to win the SWAC West this year.
That was part of it.
Yeah, he need to win the SWAC West.
Trying to get a contract, and they left it at that. They didn't renew. They didn't do nothing. They sat down. They had a discussion. No contract was renewed.
And they told him we not negotiating during the season.
Okay.
Not gonna happen.
So, do you think that this news that was dropped by HBCU Sports was purposely leaked to put some pressure on Alcorn?
I think it was, but I do think it's some. But I do think honestly, in my heart of hearts, I think he's gonna accept it. If I was him, he better, because we're not gonna pay him like this. 0% chance. The demands he made this morning. When I heard the demand,
Alcorn don't want you to get it out. Fred McNair's cutting your feed. G. What's your G?
That's people calling. That's people calling.
But I believe what you said, because like you said, if you're gonna put pressure on the university, because like you said, he wanted the years, and he wanted a little bit more money because he's been there and he's been established. You got, because he has the leverage. He has the leverage. Now, granted, last season he didn't have a winning season. The year before, it was kind of shaky the year before. But you go back.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. So Zach just said they offer 310. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but today he asked Alcorn for 350.
Damn.
He asked Alcorn for 350.
That's leverage. That's leverage. That's leverage contract negotiation.
He asked Alcorn for 350 today.
And if they not going,
can they meet 325? Can they meet 325? 315?
Y'all want my opinion?
Yeah.
Whatever offer you had on the table, pull it right now. You ain't gonna hold us hostage. You ain't won since 2019. Pull it right now and give it that same contract to what I've been saying to Teddy Thomas. I knew this was gonna happen in negotiations. I knew this was gonna happen. Do you
want Fred McNair to be your head coach?
Not for $325,000. Hell no.
Damn.
And what he's saying is not for $325,000, and you still put a 7 for a season or a 65 season.
So why y'all don't negotiate? Why y'all don't negotiate the 350 in a incentive form?
We did.
Why y'all not doing? We'll give you 300,000.
Now with the incentives, he'll make over 350 with the contract we offer.
Oh well, if he don't accept it, if he's not going to accept the incentives, like if you win 7 games, you get 10,000. If you clinch the SWAC test, you get an extra 10,000.
Yeah.
If you win the championship, the SWAC championship, you get an extra 10,000. If you go to the Celebration Bowl and you win, you get an extra 25,000. So why don't they just put that in there?
They did. That's what they offered him, but
he want his base. He want his base salary to be $350,000.
And see, the thing, McNair got 3 years till retirement, right? So he wanted at least 3 years. Everything he asked for before today, this morning, we gave him. Because the first contract, it was maybe 2 years, something like that. He said no, gave him 3 years. Wanted more money, gave him more money. Wanted more money for assistance, gave it to him. At this point, you're not going to keep doing it. You're going to take this offer, or you're going to go to Texas Southern and get beat. It's up to you. That's what it's gonna be, Man, my phone is blowing up.
Y'all can't do that, man. The McNair family made y'all, man. Y'all can't do that.
No. We
I'm just clowning. Bro. I'm just clowning. I can go back when we know Cap from all that.
It is a weird feeling though. I'm just clowning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because what I'm saying is since 1990, ain't nobody McNair has been at Alcorn since 1980 something.
Yeah.
Like literally. Fred was the first one to go, then Steve, Tim, his nephew, his son, everybody. It's a McNair. It's always going to be a McNair at Alcorn. Now, if he go to Texas Southern, He has. That first year is going to be a struggle for him to win. But
Listen,
I feel like
his entire time he gonna be there 2 years.
Yeah, he want to retire.
And max, no, he gonna get fired. 2 years, max. I'm telling you what I know, now. I'm telling y'all. Listen. This ain't nobody. I'm not a fan. I'm inside the locker room. I'm at practice. Let me tell you something. Tell you what I know. Okay, he gonna be there 2 years. Screen record me and hold me to that. If he go to Texas, he gonna be there 2 years.
How he gonna be there 2 years and they gave McKinney 5 years and he won 13 games?
You know what? You're right. That's a good point.
You know.
Right.
He won 13 games.
You know what? That's a real good point. That's a valid point. I ain't think about it like that.
Games.
And if Granger is that aggressive to get Fred McNair there, what makes you think that they ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, to give him like 4 years? You know what I'm saying? Like give him 4 years, see what they can do. Because like you said, it takes what? How long does it take for you to get your team? What? At least 3 years. Because now you got go. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You lost to Texas Southern at homecoming last year.
Yep.
You got your ass whooped this year. And they trying to take your coach. How do you feel right now?
Let him go. If you're gonna play with us like that,
if you love something, you let it go. And if it comes back.
Listen, I love the chair, not the person sitting in the chair. I'm loyal to the chair, not the person that's sitting inside the chair. If you're gonna hold us hostage, let us go. I mean, you just go. Because we ain't gonna pay you what you're gonna make in Texas.
If you want to leave, baby.
And the best thing, hold on now. And the best thing about here being in Texas, no state taxes. Because he's gonna get all that. He's gonna get majority of that money back.
Prove that you can build a program, Fred. Because you was handed a Ferrari when you got the Alcorn. We was humming. You prove you can go build a program.
Man, I can't keep letting you unrespect McNair like that, man.
Listen, I'm more in this than anybody you know. Listen to take my word for it. Don't listen to me about nothing else. But this, trying to tell you.
I got
to tell you now. Okay, let me give you one more point. I'm gonna shut up because I'm not trying to like dog Mac. I love Mac. I think he's a great guy. We've had players hit the portal, right? If Cedric Thomas gets this job, half of them players coming back.
If who gets the job?
Cedric Thomas, our defense coordinator.
And Cedric Thomas can coach, man, because he did turn around UAPB and turned them into a monster for a minute.
Listen, and if he don't get it, I'm gonna be mad.
Just to give an update for anybody who's tuning in, this is G from SWAC and a Fool. Last week, he came on the live to basically what had happened is the sources came out that Coach Fred McNair is cristoballed and entered the transfer portal to go to Texas Southern. So I just pulled up a tweet by Blake Levine, WJTV sports director, and he made the announcement that according to sources, Fred McNair has told his coaching staff that he will not be the head football coach of Alcorn State football. What we are doing right now is looking at G's live last week to see what he says today compared to today's announcement to what he said last week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please go ahead and like the live, and we're going to go ahead and continue to watch the rest of G's interview. And Zach McKinnell has announced it's not a crystal ball. He's gone. It's 100% confirmed at this time. So I'm bringing you the breaking news. And Blue said, it's too late. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please go ahead and like the stream, and we're going to go ahead and continue. If I'm able to stay on till noon, hopefully we'll be able to tune in to Alcorn State football as they make up their announcement. And then we're going to be looking at Texas Southern today too. So it's a jam-packed news today for SWAC football. A lot going on. Early signing day is tomorrow. So thank you for tuning in, and let's go ahead and continue the interview.
Okay, I'm be fussing. I'm gonna be. I don't even want to open up no interview.
Y'all gonna hire Erie. Y'all gonna hire Erie, man.
I'm turning in my keys. If we hire Erie, I'm turning in my keys.
Y'all gonna hire Erie.
I'm done.
Hey, y'all gonna be all on Instagram getting cussed out.
I'm done.
Y'all gonna be getting cussed out on Instagram.
I am done. Okay, I am done. If we interview him, I'm done.
If you interview him, damn.
I don't even think he want to come to Alcorn.
It's over with.
I don't think he want.
Listen, Fred said he not going for less than $350.
Well, that's his base. That's what he wants with the base salary, and then he wants the incentives.
Congratulations on your new head coach. Congratulations on your new head. And we bet. Listen, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We might cave in because he's in the meet right now, so we might cave in and give him what he wants. This might be all a tactic to get exactly what he wants. But I'm gonna be mad as hell. If we cave in and give him what he wants. Tell him. I'm gonna be mad as hell.
G on mute.
You ain't gonna be mad if y'all have a winning season next year.
Yes, I am, because we shouldn't pay nobody $350,000 at all with our enrollment, with our budget. We shouldn't do it. I just got it might be confirmation. I'm gonna have to make a phone call. I might have just got confirmation.
Make sure you come back on here and break the news. You finna make a phone call. You finna break the news.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Maybe he'll take $330 with incentives, $315.
Man, at this point, honestly, I'm ready for I think he did too much. We offered him a contract. He stalled. Let's just go ahead and move on. Agree to part way. Because now if you come back, you kind of make it look like, you ain't really locked in. If she don't want to be there, let her go. Let's go to the next coach that want to be there. That's how I feel about it. That's just me personally. I'm just one person. I'm not, it's just me. And I've been saying this all year long, screaming it all year long.
Gee.
Man, what you say he doing, that happened on every level. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Me and my homeboy be talking about this and we be laughing. I think he's one of the dumbest coaches in the world. And I don't really, but I know this. I'm talking about like Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin held Ole Miss obviously talking about Auburn. So he could get a raise. He ended up going from $6 million. He went from $7 million to $10 million a year because he was talking about Auburn. That's a tactic they use to get what they want, man.
Yeah,
that's a tactic they use.
I can see that. I just hope we don't cave in.
Gee, I feel like he has the right to do that.
I don't think so.
And he was so close. Got his ass.
I don't think so. I think.
All right, so
I think he's a great coach, but $350,000 at Alcorn. You got to understand what we are. You got to understand our location. You got to look at our enrollment. You got to look at our budget. You see what I'm saying? All that factors in. You hurting the university doing it at this point. You ain't winning like that. Nah.
Okay, I wanted to stop real quick because at this point, it's like, what are y'all doing? What is going on? Why do you guys have one person saying one thing and another person saying another thing? Oh, okay. I was getting ready to say, what is going on? How do you guys feel in the chat about this? No, so the official announcement is at noon. It's 11:20 a.m. So we got 40 minutes to basically, we just gonna go back and forth on, is he gonna be here, is he not? So this is the announcement that was made, breaking news. This is Blake Levine, and once again, usually whenever I do a live or and it's not like a live where we're just in jest. Of course, we're going to have fun on our lives as HBCU podcasters. But usually what I try to do is I try to cite a source, and then I will base it off my life off of that. So this is Blake Levine. He's a WJTV sports director. And 43 minutes ago, he released this tweet, and it says, according to sources, Fred McNair has told the coaches that he will not be the Alcorn State football coach moving forward. Alcorn State University will release a statement regarding their football coach at noon. And I think that we're just, replaying off of last week's live. G said, "Oh, we can come up with the $350,000, but we don't want to pay him that much." And so they made their final offer last week, and at this point, we're just waiting for the official announcement. Now, I did find it very, very, very interesting that this morning, there was a tweet that said that Texas Southern named an interim coach or something like that. I was like, what? Why are they doing that? That doesn't make sense. I thought Fred McNair was going to already be in Texas. Like, what is going on? What is happening? And I thought that was interesting that particular thing happened. So I'm going to go ahead and share this right here. Texas Southern University interim head football coach Charles Nichols is the TSU chief of staff. So this was what I saw right before I started my live. I was like, what does that mean? Why are they naming him to be the interim head football coach? Director of football operations, Coach Charles Nichols. And maybe that might be, somebody said, for a day. So, we've had a lot of movement in SWAC these last, I'll say 72 hours. Like, we've had a lot of movement. And what I mean by that is Grambling finally announced their head coach, Mickey Joseph. Last week, you had Terrence Graves, who was made the head coach of Southern. And then we kind of had this space where we were trying to figure out, okay, is Coach Fred McNair going, or is he not? I'm going to go ahead and do a small timeline. I didn't get to make my my slides, but we can just go through the timeline because there was a couple of people in the Twitter spaces that were upset about the announcement being made and felt like people should wait until an official announcement was made. Fred McNair is Texas Southern's top choice as head coach. That was released 5 days ago. And I guess you kind of want to say it without saying it. It says Texas Southern to name Fred McNair as their school's new head football coach. So this was placed out 5 days ago. Then there was reports from WLBT, Fred McNair to leave Alcorn State for Texas Southern football job. Fred McNair to be named Texas Southern head coach. So everything pointed to Fred McNair going to Houston. And then we got reports that Alcorn State tried to go back to the drawing table and tried to come to a agreement about his contract. And Whitley said that Fred McNair is signing his lease for a high rise as we speak. So I will say this, and this probably is an answer as to why they named Charles Nichols as interim head football coach. So Coach McKinney's contract was up on the 16th. So that means that at that point, his contract would completely be fulfilled. And so they were just waiting for that announcement to be made. And then we were waiting, and no announcement was made. Everything kind of went like dark. We have seen that Alcorn State has absolutely no problem getting commits to still come to Alcorn, even with the head coach in limbo, which makes me think that they already knew that he was not going to be there. They were just doing the transitional work. I'm going to pull up this particular tweet from Blake Levine again. This is that a special meeting has been called for Texas Southern Board of Regents to negotiate and improve a salary for their next football coach. The amount listed is $313,000. This meeting is December 15th at 9:15 a.m. So I think everybody thought that, okay, as soon as this particular meeting takes place, a new head coach would be announced. You see the date on that it was signed. It was signed on December 11th. So even though Fred McNair was saying that he hadn't spoken to Texas Southern, maybe he didn't directly speak to him, but maybe somebody in his camp that is involved with contract negotiations, maybe his lawyers, because it says approval is requested to appoint and negotiate the employment contract for the head football coach position. The position is vacant as of December 16th, 2023. The contract term is for 4 years, $313,000. That's the annual base salary and prerequisites. And the administration recommends approval of this item. So that happened last Friday. So then it was Thursday that G was making all of these claims that they were trying to go back to the drawing board. So now let's go ahead and look at who they are crystal balling to become the head coach. And that is, now I'm just going to say this right now. They have not actually appointed the head coach. That's still in limbo. Hopefully, listen, this is what I'm hoping, because it's really late in the recruiting season. So I am hoping that they go ahead and just make it official. We don't need any types of searching teams. We don't need a coaching search. At some point, you want stability. Is Ed Reed still in talks with trying to get a gig somewhere? Oh, my God. I don't know what that means, Blue, but that's kind of shady. That is kind of shady. So this is who G said should be the head coach. And so a lot of times people say that HBCUs, they recycle a lot of coaches, and the coaching, it's a cycle. So one thing you have to look at is that these HBCU coaches, number one, they work with the salary that is given to them. Number two, a lot of these coaches understand some of the challenges that HBCUs face. And number three, right. Do you got something to say, Blue? You got something to say? Everybody else has been saying something. Blue just been putting out articles. He hasn't really been saying too much, but he'll say it in an article. So you have to go to the article and read it. Blue hasn't been saying too much. So this is Cedric Thornton. He is already the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. So appointing him to the head coach, I mean, it's just really one step up. Let's go ahead and read Cedric Thornton's resume. Now, once again, I want to make this crystal clear. I do not have the official announcement that this will be the head coach. But since G pointed out that he would want Cedric Thornton to be the head coach, I'm going to go ahead and read his resume. In 2 seasons as defensive coordinator, Cedric Thornton coached the Braves to back-to-back SWAC championships and a pair of Celebration Bowl appearances. He was promoted to assistant head coach in April 2019, in addition to his defensive coordinator duties. In 2019, the Braves led the nation in both interceptions, 21, and turnovers gained, 36. In the SWAC championship, the Braves forced 6 turnovers, including 3 interceptions. Additionally, Alcorn ranked 4th in FCS in fumble recovers, 15, 7th in turnover margin, and 7th in red zone defense. Thornton developed linebacker Solomon Muhammad into becoming a Stats FCS All-American team, 3rd team, and HBCU All-American 1st team selection. In 2018, Thornton's defense ranked 1st in the FCS in both sacks per game and tackles for a loss per game. The defense was also 3rd in the country in rushing, 8th in total defense, 10th in red zone defenses, 18th in scoring defenses, 22nd in third down percentage defense, and 24th in interceptions. Thornton coached a pair of 2018 HBCU All-Americans, defensive back Quinterio Cole and defensive lineman Terry Whittington. Cole was also named the Hero Sports Sophomore All-American team. Thornton also coached 5 all-conference first-team selections on defense. Prior to being promoted to defensive coordinator, Thornton spent 2 years at Alcorn as the linebackers coach. And this is just directly from the Alcorn website. I'm excited about the opportunity and will do whatever I can to help Coach Fred McNair fulfill his vision. The process will remain the same. However, the goal has to be to finish in the end this year, Thornton said on becoming defensive coordinator. So Coach Thornton is not, he actually has been in the SWAC for a while. He was a coordinator at Alabama State and led one of the top defenses in the SWAC in the nation. Thornton is a Jackson, Mississippi native. He graduated from ASU with a degree in recreational therapy in 1996. So he's a Brave. I love that with the SWAC Renaissance comes coaches being appointed to head coaching positions, if he's chosen, that are also alumni of their prospective schools. So right now at Valley, you have Coach Wade, who went to Mississippi Valley. At Bethune, you have Coach Woody, who went to Bethune-Cookman. At Jackson State, you have Coach T.C. Taylor, and he graduated or went to Jackson State. It says G changed his profile pic to Cedric, so it's probably him. Or that's who he wants. Let's see. Thornton, so he was at Alabama State. He's a native of Jackson, Mississippi, graduated from Alcorn State. Played, oh wait, no, not Alcorn State. It looked like he played at Alabama State. So he's not from Alcorn, he's from Alabama State. Sorry, ASU. Thornton played football at Alabama State. So he went to the NFL and played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's good. He has NFL experience. So I think that a lot of folks want to get Ed Reed in there or a celebrity, but we see that a lot of times there are NFL players that played the game at the highest level and they have the coaching experience behind it. So will he be the next football coach? Yeah. Thank you, Frederick. I fixed it. Alabama State. Okay. So I need to change this, this poll. Let me go ahead because a lot of people, before I made the announcement that Coach McNair is not actually going to be there, a lot of you guys picked him. Oh, you guys are trying to be funny because you have Fred McNair at 33%, G from SWAC and Full at 31%, Cedric Thurton at 26%, and Ed Reed at 7%. So, y'all, it's crazy that we're seeing so much movement going on right now because, yeah. And of course, HBCU Sports made this particular announcement, but keeping it a buck, HBCU Sports had already broken this story last week, and there was a lot of people who was like, well, do you know if this is for real? Uh-oh. Let me go ahead and finish G's video from last week, and then I'm going to invite anybody that wants to come up and talk about it and discuss. A lot of people in the chat are saying that it's recycled coaches. I think it's coaches that have put in their time being able to get that head coach position more so than recycling them.
People consistently still winning like that? Okay, yeah. But you've been 5-6, 6-5, 5-6, and 7-4. No.
All right, so G, I want you to look at this, and then I need your response live.
Go ahead. I'm about to be outside again. If they give 250,000, I'm outside. Going to campus.
You got me the tweet. I done told you all outside.
That man say he from Glen Oaks.
Homegrown talent in the moon. They got a
homegrown ass.
That man from Glen Oaks. He say he's from Glen Oaks.
Okay, that ass will going off the box. That ass will.
Nah, hey, listen. He not. I don't know what we gonna do. He not budging on his offer.
What happened to you standing by?
I just told you, I'm standing by. I'm faithful to the chair, not the person in it. I'm faithful to the chair, not the person in it. You ain't gonna get 350 out of me after the season you just had. No. Now if you'd have asked it after winning them 2 championships, you might have had your case. But you had 4 consecutive. That's a whole recruiting class of mediocrity.
Ooh.
You're not getting 350.
Ooh.
You're not getting it.
Ooh.
You're not getting it. So whatever going, and I just got a message that he's not budging on his 350. And if that's the case, Cedric Thomas is head coach.
Man about to be in third ward.
All right, you done switched it up, and I got the proof. Okay,
Go ahead.
I got the proof. You done switched up on him. What is going on?
Yeah, that was our the big playing.
You believe in Big Mac?
That was the outside championship.
Went in the halftime. I don't know what he told him. You always believe in Big Mac. Yeah, you believe in Big Mac. Big Mac went in the halftime.
That man said, "Ain't nobody bigger than the university.
Nobody
is bigger than the university.
Ain't nobody."
And you standing on it.
You want 350?
So I got a question for you, G.
All right.
So if Fred decides, like I said, if he goes to Texas Southern, if he go to Houston, and you got Cedric Thomas in the fold, would you have Cedric Thomas run the show, or would you give Jason Phillips to run the show?
Cedric Thomas.
Because I'm
gonna drop a little nugget. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say I love Fred. I ain't gonna personally.
Yeah, don't do that because he might be coming back. Don't do that.
It's looking slim, to be honest with y'all. But I think Fred, I don't want to throw him under the bus that he leaving. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy. I got a good relationship with Fred. He's a real good guy. I just think business-wise, it's not a good move for us to pay him there.
All right, so can you speak to this? Where are you running to now, G?
to find me a coach, and I found him already.
TC, I'm on the way. Let's hold on.
I found him already. Cedric Thomas.
My brother's out. Leave him alone, fam.
You at the bus stop getting Cedric, or is he already there at the reservation?
He already there. Cedric in the driveway. Cedric in the driveway. Wait.
I'm on my way, TC. I'm headed to Miami. I'm coming, TC.
You know what's crazy? I told Cedric Thomas this offseason, like, man, I love to have you as my head coach. That's crazy. Man. I just be manifesting stuff, you know? But yeah, I kind of saw this coming with this contract situation, but it is what it is. Appreciate Fred for everything he did, but you ain't gonna hold us hostage.
Okay, so maybe not Cedric Thornton, maybe Cedric Thomas. At this point, we don't know who it is that they're going to choose. Let's see. Oh, okay. So maybe they need to update their website. Okay, so this is Cedric Thomas. Y'all, I apologize. Cedric Thomas is the one that was at UAPB. Fred McNair, Cedric Thomas, Cedric Thornton. Who knows? Listen. This is the Alcorn State website. So let's look at the coaching staff. I don't know why they still have him on there. Maybe they didn't delete him. Okay, let's see if Fred is still up there. Okay, so Fred's still up here as head coach. Cedric Thornton, I don't know why he's up there. He went to Grambling. Thomas is the one that dipped out on his own alma mater. Thomas. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's pull him up. Let's just go to coaches. Here it is. Defensive coordinator Cedric Thomas. They all have won SWAC titles at some point or another. So he graduated from allegedly UAPB, and then he left. It says he spent the 2020 season as a defensive back coach at Southern Miss after a 2-year stint at the head football coach at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, his 4-year alma mater. Okay. I mean, UAPB's been struggling for some time now. But they have a new head coach. So how many head coaches is that in the past 2 years? I think that's like 6, right? Because we have Valley that has a new head coach from last year. Coach Woody, new head coach. Coach Alonzo Hampton, new head coach. That's 3. Then to this year, we have Southern got a new head coach. Alcorn is getting ready to get a new head coach. And Texas Southern. Well, G did say that if Cedric Thomas is appointed, then he will be able to, the kids that went to the portal will come out of the portal. You know what? Which tomorrow, of course, is early signing day. And I want to go ahead and turn your notifications on, because tomorrow is early signing day. And I will be going live all day long. Like all day long, going live to cover the signings of some of these young gentlemen that have decided to commit to the Jackson State University. I think it's interesting that so late in the game, we have all these coaching switches. Like, you guys are basically playing musical chairs. And So I heard that Ed Reed is Alcorn coach, but that's the word on the street. So this is in jest. This is in jest. It's in jest. I heard Ed Reed is Alcorn's coach. That's the word on the street, but I wonder if it's the dude from Campbell, because as we know, Coach Mike Minter resigned. Yesterday, he resigned and is no longer the head coach of Campbell. And we saw that he was able to acquire 2 number 1 recruiting classes, but it wasn't able to translate on the field. But of course, if you're recruiting high schoolers, of course, you're going to need to also recruit and develop the developed players, like grad transfers. They have to come in. And so G said this. It's Cedric Thomas. Ed Reed's name has never been nowhere close. I quit the first day. So, I mean, the word on the street is that Cedric Thomas is going to be named the next head coach of Alcorn State. And then Fred McNair is going to be named the head coach of Texas Southern. And Willie's Little says, this is the worst kept secret. Fred McNair was signed, sealed, delivered to H-Town TSU late last week. The streets are talking about the coaching movements. I don't know if it was a secret because the cat was out the bag last week. It's just, I guess right now we are getting the official announcements. Blake Levine reported it last week. HBCU Sports, which I'm going to go ahead and give credit to Ken Rashad, because that was the first time that I saw anything was then. So that was the first article. That was the article that I based my whole live off of, which was HBCU Sports saying Fred McNair is headed to Texas Southern. You know what? I caught some flack for that too. I caught a little bit of flack for that. So we got about 12 minutes. And I don't know. I can't get a hold of G. He need to come up here, because what he said last week versus what is happening right now is totally different. I think Mike Minter liked him because, number one, he played in the NFL. He played for the Carolina Panthers. He was able to amass some really good recruiting classes. But what you have to understand is Mike Minter, when he started coaching at Campbell, he started when there were no scholarships. And they kept him on for about 11 years. For Coach Mike Minter, I think what he needed was he needed to, along with being able to recruit the number 1 recruiting class, he needed some experienced like grad transfer. So he needed to kind of like take on the recruiting style of Deion Sanders to have an immediate impact. He was getting 3 stars. He was getting multiple 3 stars fresh out of high school, but it was never able to turn over into a winning season.
That is too.
So it should be in 10 minutes, and I'm actually not on the East Coast. I'm actually at Central Time because I'm still in Missouri. So, and then Mike Minter resigned, and it said that he was going to take a hold of other opportunities. So, did somebody tap Mike Minter to become a position coach in the SWAC? Here we go with the Marshall Faulk, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, people who have never coached college football a day in their life. It's kind of too late for that. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's literally December. January is right around the corner, and then there's February. The movement that you're getting right now is sign them early, sign on the dotted line. For some of these schools, transfers. So let's say if they're coming from the JUCO and they're graduating in December, a lot of coaches are getting these young men to early enroll. Well, not necessarily early enroll, but start them in the spring. So that's another reason why early recruiting is so important, because if you are able to get those JUCOs or even early high school graduates, if you're able to get them to start school in the spring, you have the whole spring for strength and conditioning, and you have summer. You have the whole spring for a group of young men to gain a bond, build friendship, build trust. You have the whole spring. So it's more than just about creating and recruiting a good class. You also want to have these coaches and the players to be able to build that relationship. Ed says Mike Minter is the Jeff Fisher of the FCS. I don't feel like he is. I feel like he needed a different venue of choice, a different school. And that's, you can't take that away from, you can say whatever you want about him being able to translate it into wins. Like Campbell's recruiting class year in and year out is amazing. Their overall rank last year, they were ranked 98, a composite rank of 93, and a transfer rank of 109. And this is just, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 3 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2 stars. And then let's see. And then 5, 6, 12, 13, 14. 14. I mean, so you can say what you want, but any and all transfers that went to Campbell we all know stars sometimes they matter, stars sometimes they don't matter. But he's recruiting all stars. Now, as far as the actual coaching, and is he able to do that? He was struggling with that. But Mike Minter can recruit. And I don't know if you guys know, but Campbell is like, if I was Fred McNair, I'm not saying that he is, but I would be trying to recruit or add him to my roster. And the reason why I say that is because Campbell University is in the middle of nowhere. It's literally it's called Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. It's a private institution. Before aid, it cost $58,000 to go to that school, $22,690 after aid. So basically, the very expensive school. And if Minter is able to get, now we're talking about recruiting wise, if he's able to get all of these 3 stars and 2 stars, you have transfers from Florida State, Virginia Tech. Like, if you're able to get all of these types of types of recruits to Boys Creek, then I feel like you should have a chance to possibly come to Houston maybe and be a defensive coordinator maybe, or something. So we have about 5 more minutes left, and then we'll, I guess, try to tune in to see if Alcorn State makes that announcement. I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of the video. And then by that time, it'll be noon, and we'll be waiting on Alcorn State Zoe says that Port Gibson State ain't paying and they can promote Thomas up to head coach on the cheap. So basically what they're saying is they wanted to keep it in-house. They don't want to pay $350,000. They don't want to pay any coach $313,000. I don't know who Willie Little is, but one thing we're not doing is we're not bringing in Coach Briles to become the head coach. This is not true. This is not true. Just to let y'all know, that's not true. Don't be over here spreading that kind of news. Okay.
Lord, I'm getting my phone is like.
So listen, I feel like okay. So what you saying that you offered him 310, right?
Oh no, it was something like that. I don't know if it was exactly 310 to be honest. I know what he asked for 350.
Let's say three. Okay, so let's say 300,000.
Mhm.
Do you guys don't have donors? I mean, alumni that can come up with the 50,000 per year.
We don't want to.
So that's 150,000 for 3 years.
We don't want to. That's the thing. You know, we could pay him that. We don't want to do it. We don't see it's not necessary to do that when you got a 7 Thomas on your staff. When Fred has been failing the last 4 years. Now, if he was coming out championships and our profile is still going up, but our profile is going down, it's not going up. You don't give somebody 350 when you got somebody who's really been doing all the work right up under him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we could, 100% could. 100% could if we was winning and doing, you know what I'm saying? But it's not financially beneficial. Yeah.
Well, G, I mean, I don't know what to say. I commend you for coming right on here and dispelling that narrative that, you know, they're having a meeting right now trying to come to an agreement.
It could be him I know they're in a meeting. It could be him telling them, look, I'm going to Texas Southern. You know what I'm saying? It could be that.
Somebody asked, he not worth 315,000?
I give him 315. I'll push the if he'll take 315, I'll give him 315. But he's not budging on 350. He's not budging. That's the message I just got. He's not budging. So it is what it is at this point.
315, that means that the alumni will only have to come up with 35,000 per year. And
yeah, the money ain't the issue. It's the willing to pay the money is the issue. The money ain't the issue.
He gone, y'all. He gone. I'm sorry.
Who said
he gone?
How you say he gone?
Because
I'm about. If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say he's 90% gone.
Yeah, it's the art of negotiation. If he ain't budging on the number that he want and the school ain't gonna do it, he gone.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we ain't gonna do it. And then let me tell you another way he ain't gonna do it. We got an interim president, right? Well, he ain't gonna do it because a lot of the alumni base don't want to do it. So he do it anyway. He feel like he might not get that job with the pressure that's gonna come behind from the alumni if he do give him that job, give him that money. So I know.
So you saying the AD?
Both. Neither one. Him and the president. The AD and the president. They both interims.
Where did Sports Illustrated get their information from? Because they're saying that he's gone. He's over there pulling a prime, talking about he ain't talked to Texas Southern. Stop playing.
Yeah, he might be lying.
I mean, he might not be lying. He might be telling a half truth.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right?
The message I got was
Sports Illustrated coming out with the story. Are they quoting HBCU Sports as where they got it from? Oh no, this is blue. I mean, it was there. The HBCU Sports is the one that talked about it.
It says that Alcorn was trying to negotiate.
I'm not mad. Like I want everybody gonna be saying I've been calling for this. If you follow me the last year on every platform, I had a show Friday. What today is? I had a show last Friday where I've been calling for this. Cedric Thomas. So I'm not upset. I saw somebody say, well, it's funny how he was speaking on. I've been calling for Cedric Thomas to lead our program. If it was up to me, I wouldn't give him 280. But I know inside stuff. This is off the field things. The things that I know, that I've watched, that I've witnessed. Has nothing to do. Everybody wants to say, oh, he's worth it. Oh, he's so worth it. You don't know what's going on. All you see is the result on the field. You know nothing about, I'm in that locker room. I'm in the building.
Hey, when he come back, he ain't gonna let you back in that locker room, G.
Bullshit. I don't know. Bull crap.
Fred gonna say, G, you can't come back in the locker room,
hey,
G.
I ain't get his approval in the first place. Yeah, I'm the 24th Arcanite to graduate from Alcorn State. Can't play with me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He said he's AD Junior up in that thing.
Yeah, there you go. AD Junior. And if it was up to me, I'd be announcing my head coach tonight. No, I like the guy Fred. He's a real good guy, but I just think it's time, in my opinion, it was time to part ways with the transfer portal. He's an old school guy, don't want the names on back of the jerseys, don't want no music at practice, don't want you taking pictures on beat. It's just old school mentality that don't work in this new era that I always thought. You know what I'm saying? That just was my opinion. Now, I'm never gonna bash him, and I'm always support him, but I always thought Cedric Thomas would do a better job at the helm of our program.
You need some forward thinking.
Yeah,
some
exactly. Ooh, there you go. That stuff that worked in 18 is the different college football right now. Them transfer portal guys, he don't like guys out the portal. Well, you lose them to the portal. You have to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't working no more. You know what I'm saying? So you just need some innovative thinking, and I just think it's time. I'm not shedding a tear. Love what he did for us. He's a legendary McNair. Love what he did, but I'm not shedding a tear behind it. I'm not opening up no pocketbook for it.
So you outside searching for a coach?
Oh, I ain't searching. The search is open.
Okay, so what coaches are they gonna remain? Or are you gonna get some new blood? You talking about you want Cedric to be the new head coach? Who else you bringing in? Who else you want? You bringing
okay. I already got a staff already made up in my mind. Okay, see, I already started.
Just do a little name dropping just for fun. Special teams.
Special teams. I ain't got a special team coordinator yet. That wasn't important. But my OC gonna stay. Jason Phillips gonna be the OC. My DC gonna be Coach Roberson. He's already the whole defensive staff gonna.
Oh damn! Tell them folks stop calling. Oh man, he was just getting ready to drop the good juice, y'all. He was just getting ready to drop the good juice. Consistency is key in any program.
So G, he fell off the live like as soon as he was getting ready to announce what type of coaches he wanted to be at Alcorn. He dropped off. I guess too many people was calling. I guess G can't say nothing until afternoon. So that's over and done with. He's got something to say, but he's got to wait until the announcement. Fred is in at Alcorn. Y'all will see. Ed Reed will not be named the next Alcorn coach. Ed Reed will be named the next Alcorn. Oh, come on now. No, absolutely not. So let's look at some of these. So he did say that he would keep the offensive coordinator, Jason Phillips, Cedric Thomas be elevated to head coach. And then from there, we didn't hear anything else. But you have to keep in mind, Fred McNair might be wanting to take some of his coaches with him too. Hey, you guys. I have been playing Candy Crush Saga. Ed Reed will and should never have another HBCU coaching opportunity. You guys keep naming these weird coaches that they have a lot of strings attached to them. Like, yeah. So, what time is it? I'm on Eastern time, but I'm actually in Central time. So it looks like Fred is in Houston right now. Who is he even on the reservation? Wherever he's at, or whoever is the new head coach, make sure they get a clean office. We don't need no repeats for Ed Reed. So G just posted this is his new profile pic. Brandy said we'd be so hard on Ed. Ed be so hard on HBCUs. Too busy listening to folks who, you know. Okay, so this is the new profile pic. G named himself the AD Junior. So it's not an announcement, but it's an announcement. It's a new day on the reservation. So they're saying that this is their new head coach. Allegedly. Spence seems to think it's going to be Ed Reed. I want to do a poll. So we know now that Fred McNair is out. So we're going to put Ed Reed. Y'all drop a couple more names of some coaches. Next head coach of Alcorn. Ed Reed, Mike Mentor. I'm going to just put him in there. I mean, Bowie's Creek is the same thing as Alcorn as far as like the location. When I say the location, I mean like the reservation is kind of like ducked off in the woods. Bowie's Creek is kind of like ducked off, North Carolina, mountain/woods. Cedric Thomas. And let's put somebody else in there. Oh, let's put G from Alcorn. From SWAC and a Pool. So Blue says that Cedric Thomas already has the job. So I wonder what all that hoopla was last week when people were talking about it. They were making it seem like Fred was staying. Blue says Cedric has the job. Brandy says Alcorn is not attractive, which is for not just Alcorn, but HBCU coaching jobs. A lot of times you'll see schools go ahead and recruit, or basically based off of the fact that these coaches are already in these HBCU spaces. They already know what to expect. But Blue said that Cedric Thomas already has the job. Dang, like you just gonna give the job away just like that. They said that this is it right here. So the announcement that is supposed to go on, I guess there's no real need to keep the live going. Cedric Thomas is the head coach is expected to take over. It's a very big statement, but I guess I can put it up here. I'll just put allegedly behind it. Allegedly, Cedric Thomas is expected to be promoted to head coach of Alcorn State football team. I will say this. They've been recruiting and getting commits left and right. So maybe there's the reason why they're able to continue to recruit is because basically whoever's in that recruiting room was able to say, and you know what? I'll say this. I've noticed that a lot of the recruits have been saying, I've got something to say, which is G's nominator is I've got something to say. So, and this is Coach Fred. That's the one that Blue has a show with. So it looks like they've been going full blast, not stopping with recruiting. There's been no shortcomings with that. So that's good. Now, as far as Texas Southern and Grambling, they were a little bit behind, but I feel like there's continuity in this particular hire if they do choose to continue with Cedric Thomas. And that's right. So for Texas Southern, you're going to be behind, but you're in Houston. And that's why I was wondering, is Fred McNair going to try to take some of his staff with him? And VT Wyatt says Texas Southern don't care about football. Fred about to have it made with a fat check. I will say this, and I don't know necessarily if they don't care about football, but when they read out that overall that Coach McKinney only had 13 wins, I was like, what? Is that even possible? How do you only have 13 wins overall? Like, you have 13 wins overall in your whole. No, that couldn't have been right. Maybe I was just like misreading that he had 13 wins over the course of. Okay, yeah. So this was his overall. Texas Southern University was 12-35 and 9-26 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And he kept his job the whole entire time. So if you're able to get Fred McNair in there, he gets to bring in his staff. He's able to recruit Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and, tout his time at Alcorn as well as being Steve McNair's brother. And, I think that he'll be able to do good. $13-35 over 4 years. So basically, is the bar at 13, or do you hold Fred McNair to a higher standard? I think that he knows with confidence that if he wins the West, goes to a SWAC championship, just all type of different incentives, that he can meet the bar of 13 wins. And Trophies Chasers just said McKinney got inherited a very bad team the first year. So the first year is going to be a wash. Then he had COVID season. So then that's going to wash out everything as well. Then he brought in 57 freshmen. So Trophy Chasers is explaining why McKinney had some bad luck. For me, I think that kind of denotes that some of these coaches, not just including McKinney, but also even if you look at Mike Minter, you could say that they didn't utilize the transfer portal to their advantage for the past 2 years, which was bringing in developed players. He was on track to win this past season. Andrew just got hurt, which means that he should have recruited, which their quarterback, he was decent. Their backup quarterback was decent. They just needed some more pieces added to the offense. So the real question is, what will Andrew Body do? So if I'm Coach Fred McNair and I look at Andrew Body's time at Texas Southern, you have to question on, are you going to put all of your eggs in one basket on a quarterback that is injury prone? Or do you try to, and when I say injury prone, I mean like Coach McKinney was not able to build the team around him. Didn't get a good offensive line. Didn't get the receivers that he needed until maybe this past year. But by that time, he decided to take his medical red shirt.
The baby got closer to the picture. The baby no, you found it.
And Zach points out that Texas Southern was up 14 on FAMU, took Southern to overtime, was one play away from beating JSU on the road, and then beat the dog mess out of Alcorn. Not even, it was a massacre. So I think for McKinney, it was kind of one of those situations where it was too little too late to warrant him getting that extension. Mr. Campbell, I don't feel like FAMU folks are allowed to be in SWAC business. You guys already won the championship. You done won the Celebration Bowl. Mr. Campbell, I don't think it's fair that you guys are in head coaching switching business, because your head coach ain't going nowhere. Allegedly. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations to Coach Willie Simmons and FAMU. Mr. Campbell, they've said it for the last 3 weeks. They've said that he was leaving. Blue confirmed it. It's not a crystal ball anymore. It's not a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Not a maybe. Coach Fred McNair entered the transfer portal and is headed to be the head coach of Texas Southern. This is, we're just waiting on the announcement that Cedric Thomas is going to be elevated to head coach at Alcorn, which makes the most sense. Grambling made it an uproar because of Doug Williams. Oh, and then you have, of course, Mickey Joseph. So I think everything is everything. Mickey Joseph is the head coach at Grambling. Fred McNair is the head coach at Texas Southern. Cedric Thomas is the head coach at Alcorn State. The balance is here. It took a little bit longer. So this was Mickey Joseph. He's been announced as the new hire. And then we have Fred McNair. I don't have a slide for Cedric Thomas because I honestly thought the way that G was talking, I thought that Fred McNair was staying, and we hadn't heard anything. I thought they had went ahead and signed, sealed, and delivered the deal. Well, he's headed on over to the other side. And then you have Ladarius, of course, the running back who had a phenomenal year, and he should have been SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, but the amount of wins that they had took a play into it. It says Mickey Joseph is the brother of Denver Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. So Mickey Joseph, not only, so I know a lot of people were saying we need a celebrity hire, but Mickey Joseph is actually a pretty good hire for Grambling as far as restoring that pride. What is Cedric Thomas's coaching tree experience? They said that he left his alma mater. He left his alma mater. And just bear with me one moment. Let me see. I'm gonna have a intermission real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna play a song.
He left a mess in my yard. He raked that up yet. I don't need no leaves raked up. Tell him when he gets through with
Sonic Boom of the South. Thank you so much for your patience during that intermission.
You're welcome.
There we go. That's the band of the year. Let me go ahead and read Cedric Thomas coaching tree. Like, where does he come from? What's his background? Mr. Jackson was asking about him. So let's look.
I want to get this up this time, but next time.
He hasn't even been at.
But the next time you get it up.
Okay, so Cedric Thomas rejoined. So he rejoined, meaning he left and then he came back. He rejoined the Alcorn State football staff in March of 2022 as defensive coordinator. The Cleveland native rejoins the Alcorn football staff after a prior stint as the defensive back coach from 2012 to 2015, defensive coordinator from 2016 to 2017. I'm excited to have Coach Thomas back at Alcorn, said Fred McNair. He did an amazing job for us as defensive coordinator back in 2016 and 17. He knows football, knows defense, and is an important part of moving this team forward. During his 6 seasons with Braves, Alcorn won 4 straight SWAC Eastern Division titles, including back-to-back titles in 2014 and 15 and the inaugural Celebration Bowl. Before returning to Alcorn State, Thomas spent the 2021 season as the head football coach of his junior college alma mater, Mississippi Delta Community College. He led the Trojans to a 5-4 season with 3 student athletes receiving MAC All-Conference awards. Defensive back Jeremiah Johnson was a first-team honoree, and wide receiver Lorenzo Perez and offensive tackle Austin Summerall were named to the second team. Thomas spent the 2020 season as a defensive back coach at Southern Miss. After a 2-year stint as the head football coach at the UAPB, at UAPB, his 4-year alma mater. In 2 years at Pine Bluff, Thomas helped lead the Golden Lions to a 4-win improvement as UAPB tripled their win total from 2 wins to 6 wins from 2018 to 2019. He coached 14 all-SWAC honorees in his 2 years, including 9 first-team selections. He was really building something at Pine Bluff. Thomas serves as the running back coach he served at UT Martin in 2002 before coming to Moorhead in 2003, where he also spent the 2004 season. After a 2-year gig at Itawamba Community College in 2005 and 2006, he coached at MDCC for the 2007 through 2011 seasons. The former MDCC and UAPB standout earned an associate arts degree from MDCC in 1998, a bachelor's degree in recreation in 2001 from UAPB, and a master's degree in administration from Alcorn State in 2015. The former Eastside High School graduate is married to Kalunda, and the couple has a daughter, Logan, and a son, Cedric Jr. So, what do you think about that coaching experience? Uh-oh. Snakes are in the chat. The Rattlers have come in here and set a new standard to keep up with the whole SWAC are getting new football coaches. Welcome to the family. So, Dwayne, that is very presumptuous that you feel like the realignment in SWAC is due to FAMU. I have a news flash for you. It's not FAMU. Let's just keep it a buck. The new standard that has been set was set by Jackson State University, Deion Sanders, and the Jackson State football team. That was the standard that was set. The other standard that was set was Coach T.C. Taylor coming to Jackson State University. Well, he was already here, but being promoted to the head coach position, having 60-plus transfers, whether they graduated, entered the transfer portal to go to other schools, they left. 60-plus recruits. And being able to go 7-4 in his first year. So I am sorry, I cannot give FAMU their flowers to that particular statement. The standard was set by Jackson State University, and their football coach, Coach Prime, with his 2 seasons, his infamous catch, you better catch me in the spring during the COVID season, his 2 seasons where he went undefeated in the SWAC twice, and the fact that Coach T.C. Taylor then the next year was able to Dr. D, Jackson State going 7-4. I think adding to the fact that all of those transfers left, that's what set the standard, because these ADs, these other teams, whether or not they want to say it or not, you're looking at them like, how was he able to still go 7-4 with 60 people leaving? So while we do congratulate the Rattlers for winning the Celebration Bowl, I don't think that these coaches are getting fired or the movement is happening because of FAMU, because that particular Celebration Bowl just happened this past week. The coaching, switching, and changes happened. Grambling for Grambling and Hugh Jackson, Coach Dooley and Southern. Those 2 movements were made directly at the conclusion of the season, or right as the season was concluding, and right after they saw Coach TC have a 7-4 season. You know, Dr. D be coming in here starting this. He was advocating for Ed Reed pretty hard, but we haven't really seen anybody mention Ed Reed. I think the only people that mentioned Ed Reed were the Reedettes. Hint, hint. Coach Dr. D. Oh yeah, Dr. D. Dr. D said he's free to talk mess. Maybe Mr. Campbell can come on here and talk mess, because at this point, FAMU, are you going to be able to repeat this past year, or are you going to hit a brick wall? I am the president of the Reedettes. I knew it. That was self-inflicted wounds, Mr. Jackson. And I promise you, one thing that we will not be missing on is our special teams. That will be corrected. And that's what caused us the game. The special teams and the play calling. Ouch. Ouch. Y'all, these snakes have entered the chat. Hey, pick me, pick me, pick me. Listen, I just want to know what happened. G been saying he had something to say for the past 2 to 3 days. And he ain't been saying nothing. He keeps saying, I got something to say, but he's not saying nothing. But I guess he's finally spoken without saying anything. Okay, so I think this really confirms it right here. Y'all at G and ask him at G on Twitter and ask him, do he got something to say? Do he got something to say? So this is Malachi Bailey. And Malachi said, appreciate you, big guy, for everything. So to me, I mean, it's been out there, but this kind of confirms what the sources have been saying. But it is interesting that last week when we had the live, a lot of folks were like, y'all need to wait until it's officially announced. You guys always want to break the news first. And we have a special let's get Dr. D in here.
What's going on?
Welcome to the show, the president of the Reedettes.
Of course, that's my boy from my. You know, I'm going home.
A Howard. You said you're a Howard alum.
Okay, let's get things straight.
Are you a Howard alum?
Yes, I'm Howard alum.
Wait. Let me introduce you first, Dr. D.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me introduce you to the president of the Reedettes, Howard alum. You a FAMU alum too, huh?
No, FAMU alum. I'm a FAMU boot. I raise money for the school.
FAMU fan.
No, I actually had a scholarship for a fan back when I graduated from high school. So
Howard alum. Well, okay. So Dr. D, I am interested in what you have to say, but I do have a special guest that I'm bringing on. No, none other than the historic Mr. Ford.
Oh Lord, Mr. Ford. What's going on, Ford? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm gonna let you take the floor.
I was in the barbershop now, so he's out at Alcorn, right?
Mr. Ford, we have breaking news from Blake Levine. WJTV sports director has announced that Fred McNair has told his coaches he will not be the Alcorn State football coach.
Okay. Because I was hearing you calling out different. You said Cedric Thomas, and then I heard y'all talking about Cedric Thornton. I'm gonna take a different path. Now I'm offensive. I'd like that guy Jason Phillips to be the interim, but here's the thing with Alcorn. I'm from South Georgia, and when we would have a flat tire, you pull into the filling station. Back in them days, they called it a filling station, and the man would come out and say, "Listen, we can do it two ways. You can get a new tire, or you can get a retread." Now he said, "Now if you get a retread, you're gonna need to come back in about 2 to 3 months. You get a new tire, you can keep this about 3 to 4 years." So that's what Alcorn got to make up their mind on. Do they want a retread or do they want a new tire? Okay.
Well, Dr. D seems to think Ed Reed is the perfect coach for Alcorn.
Well, that's a new tire. That's a new tire.
Hey, because hey, you need look, reach the same thing. I'm in agreement with Mr. Ford. It's going to take $700,000 to get great coaches. That's why I say Will Simmons, his salary should be $7,000 plus. Okay, to get good coaches, you're gonna need to be at half a $500,000 a year. So this 275, 300,000 is not going to work anymore. The game has changed. Dion started that. Dion actually ignited that change in coaching.
Okay, Dr. D. Nobody, especially Alcorn, has $700,000 a year to give.
Wait, no, I didn't say you had that they can afford. I'm just telling you what it takes to be a champion.
Well, something just paid $1 million to get rid of Dooley and his staff.
Yes,
they paid $1 million.
And then they hired somebody. Okay, so let's keep it up with Mr. Ford and his tires, the tires that he's talking about.
That's true. Right? Retread and your new tires.
It depends on what type of tires you get.
I want Michelin.
Are you getting Goodyear?
No, Pirellis.
Full way.
Yeah, on a Porsche you have no. When you have a Porsche, you have to have Pirellis. Okay, those are Pirelli. You need tires. Not no off-brand, not no full-way brand, not Goodyear. You need Pirelli. Look up the cost of Pirelli. That's $300 a tire.
Don't be looking for Pirelli, and you over here driving a
Ooh.
What type of car are you putting those Pirellis on?
Oh, Porsche, babe, Porsche. I'm talking Smith day because I got
Who has a Porsche? Who is driving a Porsche? Doesn't a Porsche sit low to the ground?
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
No. We're not doing a Porsche.
Look, Alcorn ball up those alums. I was doing some research. The endowment is okay. Not in the basement, it's at the bottom. But somebody donated some money to the school. They need to call their alums, come together, pull their money together, and go coach. If you're trying to get into the game of championship play, between FAMU football, got to pay your coaches at least $400,000 to get into the game.
Okay, so to that I would say this, because you keep on talking about all this.
No. Let me just say one more.
Coach Prime, listen, Coach Prime built. Okay, so yes, Coach Prime made like 1.5 million, right?
Yes.
He negotiated his salary by saying, "Hey, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. You do this for the school, blah blah blah." Yeah. He was taking 40% of the grants that were given.
That's okay. You got to find a way.
So the base salary is going to be $300,000, and you're going to have to negotiate your own salary. So Ed Reed, if you're listening and you're talking about all these billionaires that he has, he needs to be getting the grants to the schools and taking his little 40% cut that they give towards administration expenses.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's called creative financing. And look, for example, schools in Florida, they pay staff and coaches from different budgets to get what you need. Okay. You have a foundation, have a big corporate donor, pay the foundation supplements the salary coaching staff.
Well, Mr. Ford, what do you think about that? Like, how do you think moving forward? Because right now, based on what you're telling me, Coach Cedric Thomas might be a retread.
Yeah. Now, see, this is what I would do. Now, my choice would be the guy who ran the offense, Jason Phillips. Give him 1 year interim. Give you time to analyze him, because he might be the man. If he's not the man, then you got a whole year to pull in some people that you want to look at. But I wouldn't just right now. This situation they in, I would go with I guess his name Jason Phillips is interim head coach, and then I give him 1 year interim, and then we be looking at the same time.
But don't you destabilize your program by saying a coach is going to only be there for a year?
No, it gives you time to analyze and evaluate. That's more time to get it right. See, right now, everything is pushed. It's microwaved. You might make a big mistake here. So you need time. Give Jason Phillips a 1 year interim, and then we look at him. And then if he don't work out, we got time to look at some other people.
And also, Timona, by having that one year, the option to also raise the money as a backup plan to get a coach going to require more funding.
How much money I got?
So you need to do two things. So I'm in agreement with Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, we go on those board of trustee meetings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that foolishness at Southern University had arguing back and forth crazy.
I think that
Mr. Campbell,
me personally, I think that getting a interim football coach in these trying times with the transfer portal and with the NCAA adding restrictions, taking restrictions away, adding that will kill a program. You need stability. A commit has to know that if this particular coach recruited me, that they're going to be here. If I commit to a program, that I won't be shunned to the side, because a lot of times when you have coaching changes, there's coaches that they like to build their program a certain way. If you noticed how a coach builds their team, one might like 6'5" receivers, another might like to take a receiver that's only 6 foot, or it's just different ways that they recruit. So bringing in 1 year probationary period will kill their ability to recruit. So based off of the Twitter, I'm going to mute your mic, Dr. D, while I talk, and then I'll unmute because you have an echo. Based off of how Alcorn has steadily been recruiting, even with all of this hoopla about Fred McNair, it makes me believe that the stability is Cedric Thomas. Maybe they'll give him a 2 to 3 year contract. I would be more comfortable as a recruit taking a chance, because as we know, a lot of times when recruits decide to come to HBCUs, it's deemed as, whether or not that's true or not, as taking a chance. A recruit needs to take a chance on a program that he knows is going to be there.
So only downside to that is lock a coach up for 5 years and you make a mistake. Look how much money you lost.
Don't do a 5-year contract.
The coach is not going to do a contract less than 5. They're not going to do a contract for three years. They're going to do a 5-year contract. That's
Cedric Thomas will do a contract for 2 or 3 years.
How you know that? What? Let me ask you a question.
Because he was at UAPB for 2 years and then he just left.
That doesn't mean track was.
Can I answer your argument about the recruiting? Can I say this?
Yes.
Okay, let me just tell you about Alcorn's recruiting. Alcorn's recruiting is Jackson, the state of Mississippi, Baton Rouge. They come over here and get a few guys out of Atlanta. They come and get a few guys out of Birmingham. They get a few kids out of Louisiana. Don't matter. See, their alumni basically pushes their recruiting. The person that did the national recruiting with them was Jay Hobson. And what Jay Hobson did to those places I told you about, he added the state of Florida and the state of Texas. So that argument about gonna hurt their recruiting, that's not true. Alcorn has basic sites, like I just told you. What they're going to do, they're going to hit Jackson, they're going to hit Baton Rouge, they're going to hit New Orleans, they're going to hit, for a few boys, Birmingham, a few boys out of Atlanta, a few kids out of them little small towns like Waterproof, Louisiana. They're going to go get them little boys there out of Louisiana. It's not going to hurt their recruiting because they don't do national recruiting. That's not Alcorn. The only person that did national recruiting at Alcorn was Jay Hobson. And like I told you, what he did, he was familiar with Florida and he was familiar with Texas.
So I'm not gonna stay on long. I just wanted to and talk some because I'm from work for a little bit.
Well, I don't want to I feel like Ed Reed is not going to be a good choice for Alcorn. They didn't even want to pay Fred McNair, who has proven head coaching experience, $250,000.
Guess what?
A year.
Schools do this right now. Schools that do not put up the money to get coaches are going to be at the bottom of the SWAC conferences, period. Because
Blue feels like Cedric Thomas is the guy, and that they've been able to recruit even with all this uncertainty. They've still been able to recruit.
Okay, you could recruit. I mean, you recruit.
He's a good guy. I'm just offensive. I want my head man to be offensive.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is an off. You got to go up against an offensive mind coach, Willie Simmons. Okay, Willie Simmons going to dominate the SWAC for the next 3 years.
Okay, so saying that, what do you think about offensive coordinator Dooley at Grambling?
He'll do well at Grambling. He has a track record doing. You know, when he was at Grambling, they won the SWAC 2 years in a row. They played in 2 Celebration Bowls. They won one. They beat North Carolina Central. They lost the second one. They lost to North Carolina A&T, and then he took a job at Prairie View. I think Dooley will do well as offensive coordinator. I've always said that. I just never liked him as a head coach. Now,
I agree. He's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. He's a great OD, average head coach.
Yeah, well, he does. The thing that was Dooley's problem as a head coach was he lacked leadership. Mm-hmm. Okay, listen. When you saw the Bayou Classic this year, you saw Terrence Graves provide leadership as head coach of Southern. That's what they had been missing because everybody was trying to tell me, well, Southern ain't got the players. I told them Southern got the players. What they don't have is leadership from the head coach. I told them that from day one. Listen, Southern's program was in disarray. Morale was all the way under the ground. This guy comes in, Terrence Graves comes in 2 weeks and puts together a game plan that beats Grambling. So listen, I'm going to say it again. My choice for Alcorn, if they can get him, is that Jason Phillips, interim head coach, for a year, and then let's evaluate him. If he works out, then give him the 4 or 5 year contract. If he don't, let's start looking.
Well, we'll see. But like any business, the SWAC as a business, the cream is going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
With the price of the coaches.
Yeah.
What it is. Schools that go to pay coaches will be at the bottom.
And you are absolutely correct. Let me say this. With Willie Simmons emerging as the #1 coach in the SWAC, you can't beat him with a retrade.
That's right.
You've got to beat him with somebody on his level or above his level. Okay? You can't beat him with nobody that's shaky, that ain't never been a head coach, or he was a losing head coach. You can't beat Willie Simmons like that now. That's why I'm telling you, I'm not really, to be honest with you, the one program to me that's getting ready to fight Willie Simmons is not in the SWAC. It's the MEAC. It's South Carolina State. When they went and got Chinnisberry, see them matchups between Chinnisberry and Willie Simmons coming up and maybe next year and the year, them things are gonna be epic, man. Because them two big time coaches, yeah, and that's what they got to do in the SWAC. If you gonna take Willie Simmons down, you got to get somebody better than Willie Simmons, not these retreads.
I spent time with Simmons. I spent like hours with him, talking to him. Tell you, he's a genius when it comes to play calling.
Yeah, he won the bet.
I'm telling you, he's a genius. You got he's the head, the OD, and the position coach.
Yeah. See, you got to remember, Willie Simmons finished Clemson University in 3 years.
Yeah.
His mother was an award-winning math teacher down there in the Tallahassee area. There ain't no dummy. We talking about a guy who's very smart. I'm telling y'all can't go get these retreads and talking about you're going to take down Willie Simmons. It ain't going to work. I told you to Mona some months ago, I said, listen, if they don't make the right moves in the SWAC, Willie Simmons going to dominate the SWAC for 10 years. Didn't I? You don't remember me telling you that? Do you remember me telling you that?
Hey, you got too much dip on your chip. Jackson State.
Okay, well, go get a defense coordinator. Go get a defense coordinator, play caller. Go get that.
So I'll tell you right now, when I tell you he's a genius, I'm talking genius at this. And to beat him, you have to be on his level.
Above his level.
None of these coaches here are on that level. I'm explaining to you the complexities of his plays, and just think about it. Had different types of quarterbacks. He adapts his offense to whatever quarterback he feels we can do it. Not many coaches can do that. A coach typically said, "This is my plays. You got it my system." He evolves the system around the particular that he has. That's genius. And FAMU is going to dominate at least 3 years. So, it's a pleasure. And Mr. Ford, it's always a pleasure talking to you, brother.
Yeah, and let me tell you this. Like I tell everybody, go get Jay Hobson, go get Art Briles. Them the kind of folk you got to get against Willie Simmons. Go get Jay Hobson, Art Briles, them kind of people. That's when you say get above him, that's what you got to go get.
You got to get offensive mind.
That's right. Got to go get them kind of people if you're going to beat Willie Simmons.
Well, don't be over here telling us about how we need a new defensive coordinator.
That's what you need to go get a co-defensive coordinator, because I don't want to see that 3-3-5 no more, ever again. I don't want to see it. Because if you put that 3-3-5 in front of Willie, he going to kill it.
You're going to need a new DC.
Listen, I done told y'all, long as y'all let that Bradley man call the play, TC gonna get them 3 and 4 AM calls about that defense. I told you that now. Now y'all don't have to believe me. Y'all don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you. Now, like I told them about Grambling, the key to Grambling coming back to being Grambling is the defensive coordinator. Whoever they get as defense coordinator and his staff. If they get the right defensive aides and get the right staff over there, Grambling is back, baby. Grambling is back. You'll see. And don't y'all.
It took Willie Simmons 8 years to win.
But look at what he did. He built the program. Listen, when he come into the SWAC, for 3 years, he only lost 2 games. And those 2 games were to Jackson State and Deion Sanders. Like I told y'all last year, I ran up on them people in the spring here in Atlanta. Everybody was laughing and grinning. All of them was FAMU people. And I said, listen, what y'all laughing and grinning about? And they say, it's Willie time. I said, well, why is it Willie time? They said, Deion is gone. Willie gonna take over. What happened? Remember y'all saying that Willie gonna Willie? Well, Willie gonna Willie mean he gonna win the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl. That's what he did. Isn't that what he did?
All right, talk your talk, Mr. Ford.
All right.
TC's coming next year.
All I'm saying is Willie Simmons is at the top of the heap in the SWAC. If you're gonna beat him, you got to get people like him or better than him. And so I'm saying, when you're gonna be better than him, you go get Art Briles. You go get Jay Hobson. You go get them kind of people. But these retreads, these folk with these losing records, you ain't gonna beat Willie Simmons like that. You got to listen. Like I said before, you heard me, Mr. Mona. You know I'm from the country. When you were pulling to we called it a filling station back then. They would say, "What do you want? You got a flat tire. Do you want a new tire or do you want a retread?" I'm telling you now, a retread is not going to beat Willie Simmons. I'm telling you now, it ain't happening. It ain't beating Willie Simmons. You got to go get a new tire. Like that man said, a Pirelli or a Michelin. That's the kind you got to get. You got to get a top-notch coach.
We got Pirellis at Jackson State.
All right. Well, we going to see because they're coming to your house October, 15th, ain't it? When they come to your house?
October 19th.
October 19th. It's going to be epic. Probably going to be national TV. It's going to be the Boom versus the 100. Boy, it's going to be bigger than Ali and Frazier.
Yeah, because they not doing nothing without Jackson State. You can check the numbers. They're the lowest ever.
All right. I'm waiting to see it because like I said, it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. Ooh, it's going to be epic. But I'm telling y'all in the SWAC, all you SWAC people that's listening to me, you ain't going to beat Willie Simmons with no retread. You can forget that. It ain't happening.
You said bring back Jay Hobson. Ain't that a
bring
retread?
back, listen, man, but look at what he did in the SWAC. Bring back Art Bryce. What did Art Bryce do with that P5 level? Them kind of folk, I want outstanding championship coaches in the SWAC.
Okay, so what about Gramblin's new coach? Is that a retread or is that new tires?
I think it was a good move for Grambling. He knows the Grambling coach. He's a homeboy. He's from Louisiana. He one of the top recruiters in the country. Go back and look at what he did at LSU, at Nebraska, and all that. I think that he was the perfect hire for Grambling. The only thing I'm saying right now is I just want to see his defensive staff. I got to see that. I got to see the defensive staff. Once he puts his defensive staff in place, I can tell you a little bit more. I got to see who he's going to have for his defensive coordinator and his staff.
So for Jason Phillips, we don't even know if they're going to keep the staff, or we don't even know who is Fred.
I would keep him like you. The word you used was stability, and you were absolutely correct. For stability purpose, I would make Jason the interim coach, and like I said, I give him a year, and that we would evaluate. Because now, let me tell you something. I told y'all when I knew when he started calling the plays, that team looked totally different offensive. They employed a vertical game, and every game they got better. And I was asking, I said, I know that's not that Elliott Rodden guy because I watched him. I know what he could do. It was that Jason Phillips guy. I would have him as the head coach, interim head coach for a year, and then we would evaluate if he needs to be made the permanent head coach. You get a year to see it. If not, we got a year to go and get us a head coach. But I'm going to say this again. Alcorn has a decision to make. Do you want a new tire or do you want a retread? That's the SWAC. But I'm going to say to all of y'all, you're not going to beat Willie. All of y'all can talk and Willie and all that, but you ain't going to beat Willie Simmons with no retread. I'm sorry. It ain't happening.
Okay, so Mr. Ford, Mr. Ford, what do you think about Texas Southern's move for Fred McNair?
Oh, I'm for it. I'm for it. I just hope
he's not going to take Jason Phillips with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he take Jason, that's a good move. And then I need him to get an outstanding defense coordinator. And let me tell you something. I think he can do well over there. But the key is so many kids. Texas, the state of Texas got like, 38 million people? I think there's 28 million. What they got, 28 million people? What they got in Texas?
Mr. Campbell did say T.C. Taylor is a young Willie Simmons.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. The future's bright. We're going to see.
T.C. Taylor not taking 8 years. We not taking 8 years to get it right.
Okay, well, let me say this here. I'm happy for Coach McNair. And the main thing is he's got to put together an outstanding coaching staff. The athletes are there in Texas, even they second, third, and fourth string boys. Because see, now, let me tell you something. When you look at the United States, now most people will tell you, Florida at the top, Texas number 2, or California number 2. Okay, you go up north, and don't forget Georgia, but you go in Louisiana. You go up north, Pennsylvania, Ohio. Okay, there are enough kids right there in that Houston area to make Texas Southern a SWAC champion and a celebration champion. But
But
the
do you
key is
think
that
Mike
he's got to
Minter?
have an outstanding staff with him.
Do you think Mike Minter will join Fred McNair, or
Ooh, if he get Mike
resigned?
Minter,
He resigned. Like it was
listen,
randomly.
listen. He ain't no Mike going either Power 5 or he finna go to the NFL. I met Mike. I met Mike at Johnson C. Smith. Mike's a good guy, a lot of integrity. When I heard that, I think you announced it or doctor announced it, I knew that. I said he's either going to a Power 5 school or he going back to the NFL. Mike's a good guy. If we could get Mike in the SWAC, woo. Listen, he's a good guy. I mean, he's a molder of me.
Just for recruiting purposes, like I feel like, I mean, I
don't see Mike leaving Campbell and coming to the SWAC. I don't see that. Now I think Mike is probably going P5, or he's going back to the NFL. He didn't just do that, because first of all, like I told somebody,
that he was unproven. But for me,
who's unproven?
The camp, like he was able to recruit, but he wasn't able to translate that into wins. To which I would say, I think like Campbell, we were looking earlier at his ability to basically get some of the all of his recruits were basically 3 stars and 2 stars.
Oh yeah.
And my question is, if he was able, would that be something to procure?
Yeah, you're saying if would he go to Texas Southern with
Fred McNair?
Oh, listen, that would be a game. Listen, that's got championship written all over. Mike Minter at Texas Southern with Fred McNair. That's championship all the way. That's championship.
Ed said that Mike Minter is the Black Jeff Fisher.
He's good. Listen, I told you, I met him. I met him at Johnson C. Smith. He's a good guy. He's quality. I think he went to Nebraska. This guy's quality. He played all those years with the Carolina Panthers, I think it was. He was a free safety, a strong safety, one of them. Listen. If you get this guy right here at Texas Southern with him, and then the only thing I just have to see who's going to be the offense coordinator, who's going to be the offensive line coach. Because, see, football is not like basketball. In basketball, you ain't got to have a one coach that know the game. Football, you got to have, it's a staff. You got to have a staff in football. You got to have them coordinators that head coach got to know what he's doing. You got to have them position coaches, especially that defensive line coach, that LB coach, that offensive line coach, defensive line coach. See, all that's got to be tight. If he put together if Fred can put together an outstanding staff out there at Texas Southern, he could possibly go down as one of their greatest coaches ever. He could do it. But now, see, here's the thing about Texas Southern. Texas Southern really don't care about nothing but basketball.
I just think like if I'm not saying that he will be, because I know you did say he's going Power 5, but I think Texas Southern, their budget is a little bit
yeah, they got money. This Texas got one of the best economies in the country.
Right.
Texas,
so for them to be
money.
Able to afford those secondary coaches and stuff like that, I think that they'd be able to do that.
Yeah, they can pay. That's what see what a lot of schools in the SWAC, they'll give the head coach a nice salary, and then everybody up under them has got poverty wages. See, Texas Southern doesn't do that. Okay, so I'm just saying, if he can put together a nice staff, the main thing is who are going to be his coordinators. I just can't see Mike Minter leaving Campbell to go to Texas Southern. I can't see that. Now, I'm thinking he got to be going either Power 5 or he going back to the NFL. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to have him in the SWAC. If we could get him at Texas Southern, that's a game changer. That's a game changer.
Do you think Jackson State will be able to win the game against ULM?
No.
They should have won the first one.
That's our first game of the season.
Listen, you know, me and you done talked about this 100 times. I'm not saying get rid of Coach Bradley. I'm saying that you need a defensive play caller. You need a co-defensive coordinator. Bradley can stay on the field, but we need the person that's calling the plays for Jackson State defense needs to be in the press box. Okay? I like him. I met him when he was at North Carolina Central. My sister worked in Durham, and I had a chance to meet all of them. Good guy, but I'm just saying, they need a play caller on the defensive side of the ball. That's all they're missing. Now, I think you told me they've taken care of it, because one of the problems they had too was special teams. They had some serious problems with special teams. Okay, so they've taken care of that, right? Mr. Bone, they've taken care of it. Didn't they get a new special teams person, coordinator?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. So once they get that, all I'm concerned about is the play calling on the defensive side of the ball. Okay? You need a co-defensive coordinator to be up in the box calling the defensive plays. That's not Coach Bradley's strong point. Okay?
Well, ULM did get a new coach. So
yeah, because they fired Terry Bowden, I think.
Yeah. So
now who did they get?
Let me see. So the new football coach is Matt Viator.
And he came from where?
No, let me see. It says Bryant Vincent named ULM head football coach. Bryant
And
Vincent.
where is he coming from?
Let me pull that up.
Okay.
Bryant Vincent, known for his strong leadership.
Uh-huh.
He was recently the offensive coordinator at the University of North Mexico.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who's out there? Is that Bronco Mendenhall? Who's the head coach out there? I think they did well.
He said that they were 14th in red zone offense and 19th in rushing offense.
Yeah. Now you don't know who's the head coach out at New Mexico right now? It's not Bronco Mendenhall, is it?
Let me see.
Who is? Because I think they did well.
Oh, they gonna keep you up?
No,
Bronco Mendenhall.
Yeah. Now, if he worked with Bronco, them are good. Bronco used to be at BYU, was at Virginia. They run a good system. Now, the biggest complaint in the Sun Belt is that they call ULM the ghetto of the Sun Belt because they say the facilities are terrible. And that I don't know if they spend the least amount of money for a Sun Belt team, but there's a lot of criticism of the infrastructure there at ULM. I don't know if they've reinvested in that program, but at one time they called them the ghetto of the Sun Belt. Because Mr. Moore, that Sun Belt is a good conference now. That's a good, what they call mid-level conference. There's some quality teams in that Sun Belt now. There's some good teams in that Sun Belt, some good coaches too.
Well, it's 12 o'clock, noon, or is it 1? Is it noon now? Where's the announcement? They should be making that breaking news announcement, Mr. Ford, naming Cedric Thomas as the head coach of Alcorn State.
Okay, they did make it?
No, they're late. Look like they late 9 minutes. And I can't. It's getting kind of hectic over here. Okay, it says Alcorn announced they could not reach a mutual. Where is this at? Let me see. Because I just refreshed it. Let me go back to the Alcorn State website. Or if somebody can just drop it in the chat, because I refreshed it. They don't have anything going on at their main website or their Twitter. They don't have anything going on. Let me see. Okay. So I'll just once again read from Blake Levine. It says that this is from Blake Levine because I didn't find the actual primary source, but
Alcorn State University thanks former head football coach Fred McNair. I would like to thank Coach Fred McNair for his many years of service and dedication to Alcorn State University. We worked diligently to extend Coach McNair a multi-year contract, which would have placed him in the top tier of the conference with both compensation, incentives, and additional incentives for assistant coaches, said Robert Raines, interim director of the Intercollegiate Athletics. Unfortunately, we could not reach a mutual agreement. What does it say? Coach McNair led the Alcorn State Braves for 7 seasons and coached the team to a 4 SWAC East Division title and a pair of SWAC championships. McNair holds a 38-17 SWAC record on the Alcorn State. Last season, the Braves posted a 7-4 overall and a 6-2 SWAC record. The Alcorn State University family deeply appreciates Coach McNair for his exceptional leadership to the university's student athletes and his commitment to excellence on the field, in the classroom, and community. The university is especially appreciative of his unique legacy as a player and a coach in elevating not only the football program, but also the university. The university wishes Coach McNair well in his future endeavors.
And he will do well.
What do you think about that, Coach?
They didn't appreciate him. I think there was a lot of jealousy within that administration about his success. You know, them little well-written letters, they try to hide their foolishness that's going on. I want him to go to Texas Southern. The main thing is I want him to put together a solid staff. The athletes, the personnel is there, the infrastructure is there. And I want him to be a perennial winner at Texas Southern, and when it's all said and done, I want him to say that Fred McNair was probably the greatest coach in Texas Southern history. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Now, as far as Alcorn, I done already gave you the plan. You make Jason Phillips the interim for 1 year. You evaluate him to see if he is the successor. If not, you got a year to bring in some, I say some new tires. Can you hear me?
Yep. So Keyshawn Johnson committed to Vanderbilt.
Ooh, he's a bad boy. I think he's out of Birmingham. Man, I hate we lost him. Oh.
Hunter Burns is withdrawing his name from the portal and staying at Jackson State.
Okay.
That's probably. I'm just gonna say allegedly. Allegedly, we have a new special teams coach coming in at Jackson State. They haven't named it yet, but allegedly.
Okay. Well, the only thing you need now is that play call on defense.
Oh my goodness!
Who is your linebacker coach at Jackson?
Coach Hammock.
Because sometimes, you know, they always say the answer is right there in your house. Because y'all need a play caller. And I wonder, who's the defensive backfield coach?
Terenzo Quinn.
That's right, Quinn. He's from Alcorn, right?
Yeah, and then you have Magana as well. He's like the assistant defensive backs coach.
Okay. Because like they always say, sometimes the answer right there in your house. I like Bradley. I like him as a defense coordinator, but I don't like him as a play caller. I don't want him play calling. I want somebody else play calling on the defensive side. And by the way, now listen, Mr. Mona, now you know, you like me, right? I believe in giving people credit where credit's due. That guy at Florida A&M, that defense coordinator that they have at Florida A&M, that guy's masterful. That guy did a great job this year. And Mr. Campbell on here, Mr. Campbell, y'all got to get that man some money now. Don't come with no mess. Y'all got to get that man some money. Give him a raise or something.
They're trying to raise money to pay the head coach.
Yeah, they got to pay him too. That's right. Got to pay him. Don't come with no mess. Get them folk their money. Get that bag together. Mr. Campbell, you sell you in a $10 billion industry? Help to pay that man.
Mr. Campbell, what do you have to say to that? Dr. D says FAMU has the bag. So I guess we was waiting on Alcorn to make the announcement. I'm hoping that that's not the announcement that they were going to make. I was hoping that they would have went ahead and made the official announcement. Not that. We need the announcement that who is your head coach? Has anybody seen anything? Oh, look. I guess G is helping with the recruiting because all the recruits, they've got something to say. So it looks like the train is going to keep on rolling at Alcorn. I was hoping that they would have made, let me see. Did they say, I'm going to go to Alcorn State's website to see if they have announced an interim interim head football coach yet. I don't see nothing on here. Let me look at the sports. I don't see it on here where they've said anything announcing who the interim head football coach is, or if they're just going to go ahead and make him the permanent. I think just for aesthetic purposes and just they might just do interim for right now, give it a couple of days, and then announce the head coach, just because it's not necessarily good business to just automatically give somebody the head coach position. They probably have a couple of things they have to work through.
Can you hear me, Mr. Mona?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
So it looks like they haven't made an official announcement. I looked on the website. I don't see anything saying who is going to be the new head coach. So what I think is
who is the athletic director?
Let me see inside athletics. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
But I was gonna ask you because I meant to ask you this. Do you think that Mickey Joseph will buy the AD at Grambling a couple more years?
Yeah. Yes, he will. Yeah, definitely. Because I felt that after that Hugh Jackson thing that I gave you a list. I would like for A&T to get rid of A.D. Hilton. I'd like for Southern to get rid of Roman Banks, and I wanted Grambling to get rid of Scott.
Well, Dr. D said until it's announced, it's not confirmed.
And
so
that's
the only thing that we have confirmed is that Coach McNair is not going to be at Alcorn. That's been confirmed.
But usually when you put that statement out, you then tell the next step, which is the team is now under the control of the interim head coach's name.
That was weird that they didn't include it.
Yeah, that's supposed to be included. That meant you planning. That's why I was asking, who is the AD at Alcorn?
Robert Raines is the interim director of athletics.
Now is he Alcorn graduate? Where's he from?
I think they have a lot of interims right now.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Robert Raines was named interim director of intercollegiate athletics at Alcorn in June 2023.
Okay. And he's from where?
He returned to Lorman in 2022 as the associate athletic director for business operations.
Mm-hmm.
He had the same position, director of compliance. So he's been back and forth to Alcorn, but he hasn't been named a permanent AD.
Okay, so is he an Alcorn graduate?
Oh, let me go ahead and see that. He was an assistant football coach at Macomb.
Okay.
His college athletics experience has landed him at Florida A&M and Cheney University as senior athletics director for compliance and operations. It does say he received a bachelor's and degree in health, physical education, and recreation with a minor in math and science from Alcorn State University.
Okay.
So yeah, he has his degree from Alcorn State University and then Northwestern State.
Right. We got inbreeding. That's inbreeding.
It's what?
Inbreeding. You kind of got a close society going on. You don't only want people that's from your school. We call that inbreeding.
Dr. D said that it's a retread AD at Alcorn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's inbreeding. Now, South Carolina State has been very successful doing it for years. Tennis is outside because, you know, they always had people that were South Carolina State graduates were over their football program.
You done already cleared out all of the SWAC coaches out the West. And last week
Who did that?
You was getting ready to clear out all the ADs last week. So
I want Hilton. I told you that Hilton. Listen, they have destroyed the football program at North Carolina A&T. I can't understand why them alums up there don't understand that. Get rid of him and take your behind back to the MEAC. And by the way, if Howard could come to the Celebration Bowl, what you think? Don't you think Hampton beat them this year? They could have been it. That could have been Hampton.
Well, the numbers that came out said that only 1.51 million people viewed the Celebration Bowl, the lowest that it's ever been.
Probably because Hampton was.
Nobody watched.
Yeah, probably didn't want to see Howard. They probably didn't want to see Howard.
What? What do you mean they didn't want to see Howard?
Because listen, Howard didn't bring no fans. Ain't listen. I personally, I think that Howard's administration, especially the athletic administration, you did a piss poor job in preparing your university to play for the national championship in the Celebration Bowl. You did a very bad job. We're in Atlanta. We got airports. You could have brought your kids through the airports. We got trains. You could have brought them through trains. We even got the Greyhound station. You could have rented out enough buses to bring at least 1,000, 2,000 students down here. It just was a push showing by Howard University. It was terrible.
Now, hey, everybody.
Hey.
Oh man.
Hey, Doc.
Look, what's going on? I'm at work right now, so I'm just gonna get my little 2 cents and drop off because I'm gonna talk about it tonight myself. Like I said before, this was a power play move. He was trying to leverage the school. And when you don't have that kind of stability at the school, you're gonna get situations like that as far as like like McNair leaving. So
I think it's a good move. I think it's good for the. My thing is they need to make a decision at Alcorn. Do you want to retread or do you want a new tie? And I think that what the success that Fred is going to bring to Texas Southern, the only thing I'm saying to Fred is you got to put together a quality staff. It's 20, I think, what is it, Doc? Isn't it 28 million folks in Texas? What's the population of Texas?
Close to 30.
That's what I'm saying. It's enough athletes in Texas for everybody. So it ain't about the kids, it's about the staff you're going to put together. Now, if I was him, I'd go get me some of them successful high school coaches down there in Texas, put me 2 or 3 on that staff that can recruit, and I would get me 2 big-time offensive coordinators and defense coordinators, and let's go. Listen, that's a sleeping giant. Texas Southern's sleeping giant.
I'll say this, but the question is, do those coaches, the high school coaches, want to be assistant coaches, or do they want to go and be the head person in charge? Some of them want to be the head person in charge.
Well, we can't deal with them. But now there's enough coaches down there that would definitely love to be on Texas Southern staff now. Whether they be in East Texas, whether they be in West Texas, Dallas, Houston, you can find you some coaches down there, some high school coaches that would be willing to come be a part of Texas Southern staff. I don't see that as a problem.
Right. But like I said, it was a leverage play.
I mean,
he knew what it was.
well, it does say keep your eye
He was.
on Cedric Thomas being the next lead man of Alcorn State football, but we're waiting on that official.
I mean,
I haven't seen
they need to take
anything.
Yeah, but the two sides are talking. They're not gonna release anything until probably later on today when they get everything when the dust settles. But look,
I knew.
look, he gone down. Look, he gone down I-10. He done got some power wall or some he done got some DJ Screw on the radio. He gonna go to Sharpstown, get a grill from Paul Wall, and he gonna coach that team. Give him 3 years, and he gonna put a successor in place. And I think that's what's gonna happen.
So this is from HBCU Premier Sports and More. Alcorn State University expects to name defensive coordinator, cornerback Cedric Thomas as the head football coach. I do think that G is planning on going live directly from his YouTube. So what I'm going to do now, I guess we're just waiting on the Texas Southern. I have a really long day tomorrow. I have to do slides to go over the people who got who committed early to Jackson State. And then tomorrow there is a Jackson State and women's basketball game. They play, I want to say they play Miami.
In Coral Gables? Or where's that game?
Yeah, that's going to be in Florida.
Okay.
So I guess this is where we basically stop. I'll go ahead and copy and paste SWAC and the Fools live so that you guys can tune in, because of course he's going to make, I guess, that particular announcement.
But I'm gonna tell you, G was right. I did see they want bring us Cedric Thomas, like, because he has the pedigree to actually coach the team. He did a great job when he was at Pine Bluff with some of the limited resources that they had.
And then I think everybody's forgetting that, Mr. Ford. Do you think that the players are going to follow Coach Fred McNair to Texas Southern, or are they going to commit to Cedric Thomas? That's an interesting.
They're going to commit to Cedric. They're going to commit to
me. I don't know. If you want to go to Houston, hey, is he going to do a crime and take some of his best players with him?
Look, the main person that's a braid through and through, Malachi Bailey, is not going nowhere. But
I don't know. I wouldn't. I just, so G is getting ready to go live now. Mr. Ford, Doc, what are you guys thinking for Texas Southern? When are they going to make that announcement?
Soon.
They'll probably make it later on today or tomorrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Give them 24 hours.
I feel like they could have made this announcement last week. I don't know.
Yeah, yesterday.
They could
last
have,
week
but
when
like
it first came out.
They could have, but like I said, I mean, you go back. If the school wants to keep you where you at, you're gonna go back and you're gonna negotiate. It's all about negotiate. It's the art of negotiation. But I'm gonna go live tonight at 8:30 because I have Miss Liv, who Live for Hoops. She's gonna come on, and then we're gonna talk about the Fred McNair issue. So Mr. Ford, how you like Coach Keaton at your alma mater?
Oh yeah, he's good. I'm gonna try to get over. He said he's coming back in January, right?
Right, because he's at home in Columbia.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. I got to give him the name of some people that can give this program some money.
Oh, you're gonna help fundraise?
Yeah, I got to do something because I know now. Clark, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Clark is the kind of school we don't want but 2 games. homecoming and the game against Morehouse. That's all. And I really don't know if the Morehouse game matters anymore.
What?
Yeah, that's Clark. But see, Clark and Morehouse are hot because all of these conferences, the MEAC is trying to get into Atlanta, the SWAC is trying to get into Atlanta. They want, what the SWAC and MEAC want is a representative here. They want a member school here. Now, even though neither one of them care about football, Morehouse don't care nothing about football, Clark don't really care. So, but they're hot commodities because they sit in a metro area in the midst of 8 million people.
I think it's an atrocity that Texas Southern doesn't have better recruiting. I don't understand it because
Well, now, do you remember Johnny Cole? Johnny recruited heavy. It's just that they accused Johnny of breaking rules, but Johnny had some big time players at Texas Southern. You remember Johnny? Y'all don't remember Johnny?
Yep.
No, we don't remember Johnny.
He's LC Cole's brother.
But y'all go ahead and have fun. I'm gonna go and do my job. I will be on at 8:30 tonight.
All right, thank you, Doc, for coming on to share that information. I just wanted to go ahead and promote the shirts.online. I will be doing a giveaway coming up later on this week. So all you have to do is go. Oh, somebody said G's not on live yet. Okay. So I guess I can stay on until he's on. Go ahead and go directly to the shirts.online. They have an Instagram, and all you have to do is go to their first picture on their page and comment VI love below. Hit the follow button. I'll show you guys how to do it. Let me see if you guys can see what I'm looking at. No. Here it is. These shirts online. Hit the follow button. And then go to this first shirt right here. And just comment the I love and tag me in it. And for a chance for a giveaway. And then last but not least, I wanted to also promote that I do have we are having a sale with iWeave Hair, and I'm going to go ahead. It says the official letter is on Twitter on Brave Sports. Okay. Thank you, Paris. I'm getting ready to pull that up. So it does appear that they have went ahead and officially put up the letter. So I'm going to see if I can pull that up for you all. And it says the Texas Southern Board of Regents are now meeting. So it looks like we have like just a development of everything. Like the development is over time. So I'm getting ready to go pull up that official letter on Brave Sports and also look at the Texas Southern Board of Regents that are now meeting. I will close out the show by showing you all those particular sources of information, and then we'll close out the show.
Greetings and salutations. This is She Loves Thee podcast with a special reminder of the current sale going on at iweavehair.com. Your holiday hair will scream fabulous with iWeave's Alpha collection. From now until December 20th, if you buy two bundles, get one half off. Use checkout code iWeaveHoliday now until December 20th. If a kiss begins with K, holiday hair begins with iWeave. iWeave, do you? Happy holidays.
And so once again, that is iWeave Hair. That particular sale is going on till tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the last day. And let's go ahead and see Brave Sports. Oh, I don't see it. I don't see that information being put up.
So everything's changing.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. I don't see it on Brave Sports. Maybe it's 2 S's on there. Because I am not seeing that. Okay. Here it is right here. Alcorn Braves Athletics. Okay. Here's the announcement. I got it. And so that's just the official announcement, basically thanking Fred McNair. And they have not announced a interim head coach, but I'm sure that G will bring you that information. Once again, if you would like to, of course, please don't hesitate to make a donation directly to the channel as I bring you live information about HBCU and SWAC sports with an emphasis, of course, on Jackson State University. Any and all donations are greatly appreciated. And so please consider investing in my channel, and hopefully we'll have some more information regarding Texas Southern within the next 24 to 48 hours, even though I will be concentrating, of course, on Jackson State and our signing day. Everybody have a good day and be blessed.